Shall we begin? Let's get started.
Hey, Mom, can I have $20?
I gave you $20 yesterday.
Futures Academy in Victoria is a different kind of school. We use the individually designed educational achievement plan to build a program for your child based on their needs, strengths, and struggles. If your child has had trouble in public school, perhaps developed anxiety or fallen behind in grade levels and achievement, give us a call. Our number is 361-433-0322. You can also check us out on the web at futuresacademyvic.com. I look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Can I Have $20? Again, this week we have my brother, Dakota, and of course, Mom. Dakota, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good. Today we're going to talk about slang words and just how silly goofy they are and how every generation has different slang words and how they've changed over time. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun for Dakota and I to teach Mom some words.
Fun for who? Because I was not enjoying the prep for this episode at all. I feel so stupid. I'm actually looking forward to this. Yeah, let's get started.
I think you'll kind of be able to relate to some of your students next year. Maybe you can use some of these words in lessons and they'll think it's so cool.
Oh, yeah, I'll totally include that. That's going to win them over.
Okay, so I'm going to go down the list that I have, and I first want you to tell us what you think they mean.
Okay.
Okay. The first word is mid. What do you think mid means?
Mid. Well, it's got to be the middle of something. It's probably like how you're doing today when you're kind of good, kind of bad. I'm doing mid.
Would you say that's accurate, Dakota?
Sure.
Okay, so go ahead.
It's like that, but it has a negative connotation. Like, it's still kind of like less than mid. Mid is actually kind of less.
Okay, so if you order a pizza and it wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst pizza you've ever had, it was mid. You could have done without it, you know?
I don't even know what word I would use instead of slang. Wasn't that I would say just what it is and not make up a new word in the English vocabulary. And just say, oh, it wasn't that great, or, yeah.
I would have said it was meh.
Meh. Oh, I do say meh a lot. I even write it in, like, texts and stuff when I'm talking, yeah.
Me too, yeah. Okay, the next word, I think you kind of know this one, bet.
Bet. Dude, bet means, that is one of those super versatile words. It means whatever you want it to mean. It means, yeah, I got you, or I'll be there, or, yeah, okay, that's a plan. It's some vague caveman form of agreement.
Well, and it obviously comes from you bet.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's probably true. Or you can bet on that.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an easy one. Okay. You might know this one too, cap. Or capping. Somebody's capping. They're capping.
Then they're lying.
Yeah.
See, I have to translate like cap, no cap. Okay, no cap means I'm telling the truth, so no cap must mean like that's a 3-step process for me. I actually learned this one because a couple of years ago I taught The Great Gatsby, and we talked about the slang in there and compared it to slang today. And so the kids taught me that one. But that's how I know they're not going to think I'm cool, is because they're like, Miss Knowles, these are not slang. Where did you get this crap? But I can see the next one on your list, though, and I guess I just wasn't really vibing with them. Am I getting that right?
Which I think that one's kind of an old one, like the vibes, you know?
I mean, the Beach Boys sang about good vibrations. That's kind of what we're talking about. Sometimes I think slang is making a comeback. You know, those old words do. There was another one we talked about a while ago that I said was an old word. I don't remember now what it was. We'll come across it. All right, give me another one. I'm ready.
All right. This one you also probably know, too, because it's kind of a more recent one. And I think I had to ask Dakota about this one, too, a couple of years, maybe a year or two ago. Riz.
Oh, that's short for charisma.
Charisma.
Yes.
We also, back in, like, 2010, 2014 era used to say swag.
Okay, yeah, everybody, whether you have... Okay, now I think of swag as a little more...
Like their drip.
Oh, yeah, drip is definitely the word I was looking for there. Now that je ne sais quoi, which is, and you're like, oh my God, she's throwing French out there. That's because we called it what it was. That means that certain something, which is kind of what it is, right?
Oh, that was so funny.
Oh, that's the most Texan French ever. Okay.
Next to swag, I also put fly.
Fly. Because somebody's pretty cool, they're fly.
Yeah, I like their
Now
outfits.
I think that word originated with us, maybe a little before us. Is that like my generation?
Yeah.
Maybe early 90s, late 80s or something like that.
This next one you said you've heard before too is gas. Something's gas.
Yeah, there was a song by Blondie in I don't know, it was an awful song. 1980, 78, something like that. And she said something to the effect of, I fell in love and it was a gas. And now the whole thing is that now she's got a heart of broken glass. And so she was saying, oh, yeah, it was good while it lasted. I think. I'm seriously not a fan of the song. I just know that line. Because it was on all the Time Life Records stuff. You people in my age know what I'm talking about. You feel me? You feel me? That's slang. You feel me? But yeah, so that was an old one that I think they've brought back. And I don't know where it came from. What does a gas mean? Like what's...
Well, this one kind of relates to another one that I have on here, which is fire. So, like, something's good. It's gas. It's hot.
Straight fire.
Straight fire.
So, what if it's only smoking? Is that good, too?
Oh, smoking is a good one. Like, you're smoking hot. That used to be one.
Yeah. All right, I feel good about my new profile picture on Facebook. All right.
Is it gas?
Somebody told me it was smoking.
How old were they?
My age.
Okay, so these are all kind of in the same realm. Bangs, slaps, or hits.
I feel like we just went back to somebody's childhood. What? What?
Mine. No, I'm kidding.
Bangs? Bangs is a haircut. What are the other two? Slaps and hits?
They're
Those
all
are no-nos.
They're verbs.
They're verbs.
Verbs.
Oh gosh, verbs. Okay, bangs, something that bangs. I don't know. That slaps, that... I feel like these are all actually like sounds that happen, like the slamming of a screen door
Some
or...
onomatopoeias.
Yes!
No. If something bangs, it's good. This pizza bangs.
What is your deal with pizza today?
It
Or
kind of
like
sounds good.
Good songs are called bangers.
Oh yeah, song's a banger.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, now that I have heard.
Or this song slaps.
Yeah.
This song hits. That's same ones.
See,
Or
but don't...
just hitting.
Hitting, yeah.
Okay, now I've heard hits as a slang differently. Like, it was on a meme where it has a sandwich with like chips inside the sandwich, and it said this meal just hits different on a day when you've been swimming.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got that.
and
And
also-
hits could be hits different.
Yeah, and also this is hitting. Hitting the spot, really, is kind of what that one
okay.
is. You know?
It's interesting that even... I mean, our slang made sense. Y'all slang is dumb. That, I think, is what everybody, at least a generation or two ago...
Everybody thinks that.
Jealous because your words are cooler than our words.
Y'all just don't get it.
Well, your generation thinks that they're speaking a different language, and they kind of
We are.
Even we kind of had to look some up, you know? Okay, let's kind of change directions. Sleigh. You know what sleigh is?
That's what Santa Claus rides. Or murder. I don't know what those two things have in common. Sleigh. Sleigh is it kills. It's really good.
Yeah,
Why are there so many like dark or negative words for good? Why don't we make good words for good?
I don't know.
Why don't we say, man, that balloons, that is awesome.
Balloons.
Balloons are happy.
Yeah, sleigh. That outfit slays. You're slaying that outfit.
Okay, now that makes a little more sense. And I'm realizing...
Slay queen, yeah.
Slay queen? What is that?
Slay queen.
Oh, okay,
Like,
got
do
it.
your
Yeah,
thing, queen.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a command. You know, I'm thinking...
She's so English teacher. It's a command.
So I think your generation has taken a lot of words where we just use killed and you use something else. So you said like you're slaying that outfit or slaying it in that outfit. We would have said, oh, she was killing it in that outfit.
Which I think we still say that too.
Yeah, or I killed that performance. And so now it's just, maybe it's a testament to you guys that you've got better words than killed. I mean, as an English teacher, I appreciate that.
Got a vocabulary. Yeah.
We do teach vocabulary at Futures Academy. I just need to throw that in there like I do every week.
Okay, next one. Dakota, do you have some over there?
I do. I have bussin'.
Bussin', like hauling people.
More like busting.
Busted. No, I'm still
Busting.
lost.
Verb. Like something is busting. Like food is bussin'.
Are we talking about her pizza again? Or are you talking about
Yes.
like the oven
Yes.
blowing
Yes.
up?
Yes.
Yeah, the pizza's bussin'.
Yeah.
But it's bustin'?
But it's busting with flavor. It's the crust, the cheese.
Yeah,
it's
bussin'
bussin'.
is-
Oh,
just
there's a
like-
whole lot going on. It's big and bold. And does it mean all that, or am I reading too much into
It's
it?
too much. Yeah, it just means good.
Yeah, just good.
They all just mean good.
A lot of
A
words.
lot of them just mean
Maybe
good.
we should have done an episode on ways to say good. I feel
Okay.
a lesson coming out of this.
Okay, this one you may have heard from TikTok.
Okay.
Not me really starting a podcast.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that one a lot.
Not me really having a baby and getting married and being a mom.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Oh, wait, I'm saying I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah,
or, oh my
yeah.
gosh, nobody thought that would be me. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which is kind of creative. Have y'all ever had a word for things like that? I mean, it really kind of is a whole new language.
No, we really just said what stuff was. Like, it's so cool that this is happening to me, or I can't believe this is, whatever. But that's not
Corny.
completely true, because we did corny.
Corny. That's what y'all are.
And that's not a word anybody uses anymore.
You just called your friend and said, yeah, can you believe I just graduated college? That's so lame.
Like,
I texted Kaylin and said, not me really getting a diploma. And she replied, yeah, dude, super cool.
Yeah, she totally understood, because she's your age. I know. Speaking of Futures Academy, I do have a lot of students there that are always teaching me new things and stuff like that, and learning about cap and those words. But why doesn't it work in my age? Why can't I go in and say, man, snow cones today were bussin'? Because they're going to be like, miss, don't.
First of all, if you made it a regular part of your vocabulary, you totally could. And you have to play it off not like you were trying to be cool. Like, you have to play it off like you've been saying this every day
Yeah.
since it became a word.
I did this to you the other day. I did this to you. Okay, so I don't think I've talked about this yet, but our high school graduation in the middle of May, we had hired a caterer who wound up having a health problem that lasted a few days, and the caterer didn't show up. And I told you that we called Domino's. I sent people to Walmart. Like, man, Domino's was awesome. They really came in clutch for us. And I thought you were driving when we were on the phone. I thought you were going to wreck the car. You were laughing so hard. Why is it? I mean, that was perfectly normal. I actually thought it was a sports metaphor. Didn't know anybody else was talking about clutch. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
But is it just sports? You were a football player. Does it just come from sports?
Yeah, it definitely comes from sports. But, it's funny because I don't know where it comes from in sports.
Yeah.
I feel like you right now. I know what a clutch is. It's the third pedal.
Yeah.
How does that mean?
How does that relate to anything else?
Yeah.
You saved the day.
It's also a package, like you would have a clutch of eggs or something like that, or it's also something you hold on to, like you would clutch the rope. So I don't know which one of those. Yeah, I don't know which one of those it is. But in this, tell us what it is, like in the sports sense, basically.
Sports metaphor is that it's like being good late in the game, like being good when you need it the most.
Right.
Being your best when you need it.
And particularly if you're coming in, yeah.
Right. So making the game-winning shot at the last second. That's
Right.
Clutch. Like Tom Brady's touchdowns on the last drive of all these games, clutch.
Okay, let's talk about Tom Brady for the next one, because GOAT. You know what the GOAT is?
Oh my gosh, I live with a sports fan. I definitely know what the GOAT is. I know who the GOAT is, and I know everything about the GOAT.
Okay, well, there's a big debate in this house about who the GOAT is.
Oh, yes.
What is the GOAT?
The GOAT is the greatest of all time. It's an acronym.
Yeah, yeah. What is your word for that?
Well, now it's goat. Because that's the way slang works, is other people pick it up.
Or MVP, I guess.
Yeah, probably would have been the MVP or the coup de grace, the creme de la creme. I don't have any of these words in English. Maybe that's why we make up slang, is because the English language is not sufficient to cover what we think. Yeah, you would have just said, man, I'm thinking it would have been a phrase, he's head and shoulders above the rest, he's untouchable, something along those lines. Probably, I don't know that we had a word like goat or whatever for it, the champ.
Yeah. Okay, what about when you're surprised? What would you say? If I just told you some crazy news, how are you feeling?
Hey, small business owners, thanks for listening to our podcast. Can we have $20? That will get you a 30-second commercial on our podcast, along with a mention in our post and a link in our show notes. If you're interested, give Cheyenne a call at 361-550-2325. Thanks for listening.
Okay, what about when you're surprised? What would you say? If I just told you some crazy news, how are you feeling?
Holy shit. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh, we have to bleep that.
You mean like because I'm surprised, or like, well, I don't know. What kind of surprise? Give me a surprise.
Okay, well, I would be shook.
Oh, like not necessarily a good surprise. Yeah, I would say shook a long time too. But we also, for a long time, you would say something rattled you, or I was out cold, something that indicated maybe you fainted or whatever, put me flat on my back. Something like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, shook is probably something shook you to your core.
Right.
Is probably where that comes from. Or how shaken up.
Yeah, I'm thinking that's not so much slang as just a new usage of the same usage of a word.
Yeah. Yeah. What about when somebody tells you some hot gossip?
Let's see, hot gossip.
I gave you a clue there.
A juicy tip. Oh, hot?
Yeah.
Is this the hot take?
No.
Oh. Gosh, I don't know. I wasn't a gossip. I don't know what that means. You would call it, you got, the tea.
The tea.
But we would say, okay, so the first time you told me that, you were like spilling the tea. And I said, you mean like letting the cat out of the bag? And you're all, letting what? And that's really not the same. So why is it spilling the tea when it really should be spilling our information over tea?
I think the phrase actually comes from the Kermit drinking the tea. It's like, ooh, sipping on tea. Ooh, I got secrets.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, you're spilling
cute.
the tea, you're sipping tea.
Okay, well, this begs a question. How much does one part of our culture affect the slang? Like, does slang drive other parts of the culture? Are you sure the meme was what came first?
I really don't know, but that's only what I can assume because, you're right. Like we said earlier when we were prepping for this episode, Vine days is when these things started, when GIFs became a thing and, memes became a thing.
Yeah.
Because I think maybe that's why we have such a big slang vocabulary is because it's influenced so much more by culture than just music and movies.
Our language is changing so much right now, and you would think as an English teacher I was aware of this, but it was actually my boyfriend who comes from the inner city and has a little bit different way of speaking than I do, that he kind of blends into a crowd in the hood as well as he does my crowd in the classroom. And so he was telling me about how that urban accent is taking over everywhere. It's not just in the cities anymore. It's very common. Language simply moves that way. It migrates from one place to another. It never failed that, like, some of the popular slang that my parents made fun of us for when we were kids were, something was totally awesome. It's not just awesome. Why is it got to be totally awesome? Or you would just say totally, dude. Totally what? Like, there was not enough information there. And things like that came from the surfer culture, which was on the West Coast. So it took it that long to get to Texas. But we used actual words. Tubular means something in surfer language, but it meant really awesome to us. And I think there was some skater things that were probably the same way, that some of that same language bled over into just common culture. Never seems to go the other way. It's one group's lexicon or one group's nomenclature for something that branches out into other things. We don't get to affect anybody else's way of doing things. Take the computer language, that a real thing happened in the computer industry, and how many phrases do we have now that actually have become slang?
I think that's an interesting one that Dakota has on his list over there. What is it?
Yeah, which is chat.
And chat means like...
Chat is like, it's inspired by like, what is it, streamers?
Like
people,
Twitch.
Yeah, you know what streamers are?
No.
Streamers are people who live stream for...
Oh, okay.
That's like their job. They like play video games. Some of them do all kinds of crazy crap now.
Okay.
So that's what they do. But they talk to their chat and they say, chat, what do we think? Chat, let's do this.
Because
Chat.
Oh,
they're
and they're
live.
wanting people to
Yes,
comment.
they're like-
Okay.
Right, and these people...
it's a live chat. That,
Yes.
That's like the talking to the wiretap.
Yeah. yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and so they say, okay,
that's interesting that
which way
they're-
should I go? And people in the comments are, telling them. So you can walk into your class and say, what's up, chat? How's it going? How was your summer?
Or like now, you'll really see it in like social media comments. Like when you get in there, they're like, "Chat, what do we think? Is this real?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting. What it means is people of the chat.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
The people of this community. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's
Okay.
interesting.
A second ago, you talked about your parents thinking all the words that you said were stupid. And back when I was in high school, we said some that you and Dad were on me about all the time, that they were so stupid.
I remember.
One of them was ratchet.
Oh my gosh.
Dad,
That was the
right.
worst one ever because we felt like y'all took an actual word, wretched, which means pathetic and horrible and generally ugly and, unusable and worthless. Wretched, and just mispronounced it and called it your own thing, and that's not how it works.
Technically it is.
Yeah, but it is how it works.
And hey, I didn't make it up. I was just doing what everybody else is doing. Another one that we said a lot was turn up. So if you're having a good time, if you're partying, that's kind of what it is. But
There's nothing wrong with that.
if you're having a good time, turn up.
You know what ruined that for me?
What?
Emma.
I know, because we said it about everything.
Emma would use it like every single time she came in. Hey, turn up, Miss Knowles. Turn. What's for supper? Turn up. And I'm like, shut up.
About that same time, there was like music that influenced some of these. So like YOLO is you only live once, so live it up.
Yes.
Kind of L-I-V-I-N. Matthew McConaughey.
No.
Dazed and Confused.
Oh yeah. No, I never got into that one.
Okay, fleek. What is fleek?
Oh, stupid. That word in itself is stupid. I don't even like
Eyebrows
that
on
word.
fleek.
Yeah, on point.
Oh yeah, on point.
On point.
Yeah, that was some of the same ones. Okay, so what about if you're thirsty?
I should have a margarita.
It means you want attention.
Oh.
You're thirsty for attention. This could
Okay.
also be said as pick me. If you're a pick me girl, pick me, pick me, pick me. I want
Oh
attention,
gosh,
pick
I know
me.
one of those. Okay, so thirsty meaning you're wanting attention. So we would have called that like an attention hog or, something like that. That we didn't have slang for as many things as y'all do. I guess is what I'm realizing.
All right, Dakota, what are some of yours?
The next one's yeet.
Dude, I love yeet.
Okay, so what does yeet mean?
Just kick you out. Just ding, out you go, right?
To throw something.
Yeah, to throw something.
Throw away, like,
But I like it when people use it in completely the wrong ways. Like, we rewatched a video yesterday that came out during COVID, and it was when your airline steward, your flight attendant is from Memphis. And so it was like, listen up. I heard some of y'all back there ain't get your mask on. On God, I will come back there and yeet you out into the sky if you don't put your mask on. So it's times when people use it in funny ways, I think that I enjoy it the most.
yeah.
But yeah, yeet's funny. We
Okay.
would have said just toss you or kick you out. Or
Yeah.
The next one is rent free.
Rent free. Is that like Dad always used to talk about people living rent free in your head?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Get caught on and he's not here to see it?
Yeah,
Oh.
I mean, rent free is like Yeah, I'm in your head rent free.
Yeah. Like, you hate me, but you're thinking about me as, like, rent-free.
Right,
Yeah,
I
they
get
use
to
it in
live there rent
sports,
free.
Like, if someone, like, can't stop talking about this player that they don't like, they're like, oh.
Oh, he's rent free.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or, like, if the food at Chipotle was so good, I'm like, man, that lunch yesterday is living rent-free in my head. Like, can't stop thinking about it.
That's funny. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm just kind of moved that took over, and Dad was the only other person I ever heard say it. He'd be so happy to hear that right now.
Okay, well, he would think this one is stupid. What does it mean when you're Delulu?
Oh, good grief.
This one's easy.
Delu is a bathroom. Delusional.
Delusional.
Why don't you say delusion? It's because y'all can't spell it, isn't it?
That's probably how it got started. But, like, if you are chasing a boy and he doesn't like you, you're Delulu. You're just...
Really?
Yeah.
I would have thought it was even more, like it was stronger than that. Like, you're cuckoo, man. You've lost it. You lost your marbles. You're off your rocker.
Yeah.
Okay. What does it mean when somebody ghosts you?
We had slang terms for people, not things. That
Those
was
are called
my
slurs.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to use those anymore.
What
What'd you say? What was the last one?
is it called when somebody ghosts you?
Oh, I know that one. They just disappear on you.
Yeah, they stop talking to you.
And what do we call those people in slang?
Let's see what's on
What'd
my
you say?
list.
Like ghosts.
No, I was being ugly.
I don't have a word for any of those.
We kept
seems-
mostly nice words.
I was gonna say, it seems our generation is pretty nice. Okay, what about if a boy really likes you?
I haven't had a boy like me in years. He's into you. He's I don't know.
Okay, so you're
He
on.
says you slap.
You might say that. You're on the right track though. He's a simp. He simps for you.
Okay, wait. Now, I heard simp was like a soft, mushy guy, you know, somebody who's emotional, and that it's not nice. It's
It's kind of not. It's kind of not. But
like it's an insult to have feelings.
it is. That's kind of the connotation, but it's also like,
Or like if you ditch your friends for your girlfriend all the time.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
Oh, whipped.
yeah, kind of, yeah.
Sure.
You're kind of whipped.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's ugly though, so we don't really like that.
Yeah, that's not the whole phrase. Fortunately, most of the beginning of that one has been dropped off.
Yes. So
But hold on. You were talking about when a boy really likes you. So there's a million words for whatever dating is called. So, you know, my parents called it going out or seeing each other. I don't even remember what they called it.
Going
Maybe
steady.
just going
Yeah.
steady, yeah. They were going steady. And they had symbols that would go with it. You know, you'd give her your lapel pin or your sweater or whatever.
your handkerchief.
Yeah, it was a process. We called it going together, like I'm going with this guy or I'm going with this girl. And of course, the older folks would make fun of, where are you going? Well, we're going to the same place you went steady. Don't ask questions. And so what do you call it today? I know it's been called a lot of things and those different terms. Like you were just seeing each other if you were talking but not dating. So what do y'all call those different layers today?
Well, we used to say going out when I was a kid. And then talking is a thing. That's when you're not quite exclusive, but, you like each other. I don't really know. I would say dating. Like I'm dating someone.
Right.
I have a boyfriend. We're together.
Yeah.
Now I'm married, so.
So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, but do you always describe your girlfriend as your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Will you say, like, we're dating? I'm dating Emily?
No.
She's just my girlfriend.
Yeah.
See, he and I, in almost 4 years, have literally never been on a date, so we can't say we're dating. But I feel very odd calling him my boyfriend at 50. Like, I feel like... And man friend sounds like we're platonic, so... They're clearly, even slang has not filled in all the gaps of the English language.
Yeah.
I do not at all enjoy what you guys have put me through today. I do not feel like I passed hardly any of the tests. And I think you guys owe me $20.
I'll see if I can find some change.
It was good to have you back with us, Dakota. It's always nice to have someone else in our high-class studio here. We look forward to seeing you again. No cap.
Thank y'all.
All right. Y'all can find us everywhere you listen to podcasts, and we'll see you next week.